Welcome everyone to the Momentum Sports and Business Podcast. Today I have someone very special on the show, Pat Woodcock. Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, man. I'm really happy to be here. Looking forward to the talk.
Absolutely. Pat, you're a former NFL and CFL player, all-star, Grey Cup champion, drafted 11th overall in 01. You played NCAA Syracuse, a pro turned CEO, entrepreneur, founder of the Elite Man Method that has taken off pretty awesome over the past few years. Welcome to the show. Love to jump into all these things.
Thanks, man. Yeah, let's chop it up.
Awesome. What are you doing these days? What's keeping you busy?
Well, you mentioned the Elite Man Method. So, I own a training facility, a gym here in Ottawa, Ontario. Obviously, it's been largely locked down for the last year and a bit. So basically, I'm training people online, creating custom programs for, executive men, busy dads, guys who are struggling to stay in shape and balance responsibilities of business and fatherhood and all the things that come with being a guy. And still maintain their fitness and their health and make sure that they're around for a long time for their families. So creating custom programs, adding in nutrition, all that kind of stuff, and really trying to build a community online of guys that are supporting each other towards a common goal. It was crazy, especially coming from, I grew up here in the suburbs of Ottawa, Ontario. So not a football hotbed by any stretch of the imagination. And to go down to, a major Division I, top 25 football program, was a big eye opener, right? To say little fish in a big pond is a massive understatement. So it just took a lot of really patience, I guess, and like you said, kind of establishing habits and what my motivation was, and really for me, it's always been make sure that I'm working harder than anybody else. Because although I have obviously some athletic ability, I was never the biggest guy on the field, and so I knew I had to work that much harder to make sure that not only was I establishing my position, but I was keeping it once I had it. That was even bigger. I think even though I had now gone through, the 4.5 years at major Division I football, I literally was just kind of running around with my head cut off at training camp. And I was just that wide-eyed rookie that you see in the movies that just didn't know any better. So I was just going 1,000 miles an hour all the time. And, I think that translated, you know what I mean? I was not one that would take a play off. I was not one that would take a rest or not give my best effort or didn't study or whatever, because I knew I was near the bottom of the depth chart. If I was going to stick, it was going to every day was game day for me. It wasn't a practice day. Every day was game day. I had to perform at my very best or I knew it wouldn't be there very long. I think every successful person would admit that at times a fear of failure is a big motivator. And certainly there were, again, always being the smallest guy coming from a small town, there was a lot of people who said, he's never going to do that, blah, blah, blah. He's never going to make it. So there's an element of that. But then I think the other piece of it too is, kind of what I alluded to before. I like the challenge and I didn't want to back down from the challenge. And I didn't want to have any second guesses or say, if I had done this or if I had done that, or if I had done a little bit harder, I didn't want to wonder. Give it my best. If I make it, awesome. If not, I left everything on the table and give it my best shot. Kind of like I talked about earlier, I think it's all just motivation. It's never failure. It's a learning experience. It's something, okay, that way of doing it didn't work, so I need to try a different way. I need to take what did work, mix it up, add this, add that, twist it around a little bit, and come up with a new plan, a new program, whatever it happens to be. And I just think you can't be tied to any one thing in terms of this is going to make or break whatever we do, because it just isn't that way. And I think that's not just in business, that's in life. There's always going to be hills and valleys. There's always going to be great times and high times where you're super happy and times where things are not going so well. But I think, having the mindset that regardless of the stage that I'm in right now, I'm going to come out the other side at some point is super important to keeping your eyes forward and being able to take what's happening around you and just channel it into forward progress. Well, I think one of the things that you almost can't get out of when you're in football for too long is just having everything really regimented in your week. Once you're in season, day one is this meeting and this practice and this workout. Day 2 of the week is this workout and this practice. And it just, every single week, even if it's not on a Monday, Tuesday, it's day 1, I'm doing this. It's day 2, I'm doing this. And I think as a business owner and somebody who wears a lot of different hats, that's crucial, because you have to be able, you can't just say, okay, it's work time. It has to be, okay, I'm working on this at this time, and then I'm working on this at this time, because otherwise there's stuff pulling you in all different directions and something gets missed. So I think really having a system for scheduling your day and having it really blocked and knowing exactly what you're doing from minute to minute is a big part of having success as an athlete and as a business owner. Yeah, so really, started with the idea of working with athletes, and that's, I thought at the time that was the be all and the end all, right? I wanted to work in athletics, and it was, I enjoy it a lot. Worked with a variety of different sports, kids from, our junior program, age 10 to 13, all the way up to pros and national team level and all that kind of stuff. And it's special because you know what it requires to get to that point, and when you see guys that are on the cusp or that are there and they're trying to take that next step in their career, it's great to be able to have an input on that and help them get that last couple percent to make the impact that they want to have. But moving into training guys more like me now has been a lot of fun too, because I'm in the situation that they are. I'm a busy businessman. I have 4 kids. I don't have as much time to train as I used to. I'm super stressed out and don't sleep as well as I should. And all those things that they're going through, I'm going through as well. So it's almost like we're in it together. And it's, a situation where I'm getting a chance to work with some of my friends and former teammates and guys that are all struggling with the same stuff. And so that aspect of it has been really a really cool part of the transition, and being able to see them kind of come out the other side and feel better and look better and have more energy for their family and their business and stuff has been pretty awesome. It seems counterintuitive, but taking the time every day to move your body and exercise and train and all that kind of stuff is going to add more time to your day, because you're going to, even though you take that hour to exercise, it's going to make you more productive during the hours that you are working, and it's going to take some of the stress away. It's going to help you sleep better at night. And basically, we all know when you feel good, you can perform better, right? When you feel sick or you don't feel confident or you're run down, like your performance suffers, your mental clarity suffers, your thought processes suffer. So when you're at your physical best, that gives you the opportunity to be at your best from a mental standpoint, from a creative standpoint, as a leader for your teammates and your colleagues. I think people need to just take a second and think about the fact that taking that hour of exercise is not an hour that you can't afford to take away from your business, because it's going to add 2 or 3 hours worth of effort back into your business.